Good morning, guys. Welcome again to the lesson. In this lesson, we have new unit. The chapter number is 15. As you see, probability. What is the probability? There we have some definitions. You can stop the video and you can read it. And also we have keywords. Okay, and the focus point of unit is keywords. There are some keywords. And you can find also the more definition of probability with your wireless internet, with a mobile phone. And what is the probability? We use it in daily life without realizing it. Maybe, how can I say, we cannot feel it. For example, the probability of two football teams, which one is stronger, or how can I say, winning one another, okay? Or what is the raining probability, for example, in spring? As you know, every day we have it's raining. And what is the snowing, the probability of snowing, and blah, blah. So, okay, the 15.1, the probability that an outcome does not happen. What does it mean? Outcome is like result. Doesn't happen, okay, in the future. So here, where's my pen? Okay, here are some outcomes and their probabilities P. Okay, now let's start our lesson. So some outcomes and their probabilities is P. Throwing a 4 with a dice. What does mean dice? As you see, this one is dice, or these are dice. Okay, the types of dice. So it has got how many? How can I say? How many sides? Different sides? 6. Yes, that's why throwing 4 with a dice, 1/6 is a probability. What is the probability when you throw it the dice and you want to take a 4? And it will rain tomorrow is 0.3. The probability is 0.3, or in percentage form, you can write 30%. And I shall win a game of chess is 90%, or in decimal form, 0.9. Okay, now let's look at how can I say answers of these probabilities. The probability that an outcome doesn't happen, okay, is equal to 1 is a formula. As you see, 1 negative or minus the probability that it does happen. So shortly we can write it 1 minus probability. Here are the probabilities of the outcomes listed about not happening. For example, not throwing a 4 is 5/6, and it will not raining tomorrow is 0.7, because 1 minus what is the probability is tomorrow raining is 0.3. That's why 1 minus 0.3 is 0.7. And I shall not win the game is 10%, because I shall win a game of chess was 90%. That's why shall not win the game is exactly 10%. So the formula is here, don't forget, 1 minus probability is the probability that an outcome doesn't happen, okay? So there we have worked examples. 15.1, Jake estimates that the probability that his bus will be early is 0.5. It's the first part of the question, okay? So let's read that again. Jake estimates that the probability that his bus will be early is 0.05. So what is the question? What is the probability that it will not be earlier? So what was the formula? 1 minus if, how can I say, his bus will be early is 0.05. So the not be early is equal to exactly 0.95 because 1 minus 0.05 is 0.95. And the second part of the question, and the probability that it will be more than 5 minutes late is 0.3 or 30%. Okay, the same means, so what is the question? What is the probability that it will not be more than 5 minutes late? At the same way, you can follow it. So 1 minus 0.3 is equal to 0.7. There we have two examples. And if you have books, please, you can choose yourself, okay? The probability that it will be warmer today than it was yesterday is 0.1. So, for example, yesterday 15 Celsius it was, today is warmer than yesterday. For example, 16 or 17 or more than 15, okay? So is 0.1. 0.1 in percentage form, how many percent? 10% exactly, okay? So it's, how can I say, it's few probability because there we have 10% and another is we have 90%. So it means today is not warmer than yesterday, okay? So what is the question? What is the probability that it will not be colder today than it was yesterday? Also exactly, you can use the previous methods or formula 1 minus 1.1, sorry, 0.1 is equal to 0.9490%. So the probability of warmer today than yesterday is, how can I say, 90, not colder than yesterday is, exactly 90%. And the second question, the probability that it will be colder today than it was yesterday is 0.7. The probability that it will be colder today than it was yesterday is 70%, is equal to 70%. Okay, the same means there in decimal form and percentage form. So what is the question? What is the probability that it will not be warmer today than it was yesterday? Also 1 minus 70, or how can I say, 1 is equal to 100 percentage minus there's percentage or percent, 70% is equal to 30%, or in decimal form 0.3, just 0.3, yes, not percent but 30%. So the second question, the table shows the age distribution of members of gymnastic. A member of the gymnastic is chosen at a random system. What is the probability that the person is 21 or more? As you see here, we have the age of members, okay? So the 12% of members ages are under 21, for example, 19 or 17 or 20 and blah, 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 okay? So between 21 and 35 percentage is 42. And don't forget, it was the system of random, as you see here, chosen at random, okay? And between 36 to 55 is 32%, and the other over 55 age is 14%. What is the question? Question A is coming, 21 or more. what is the probability that the person is 21 or more? So that's why we cannot take this part of or 12 percentage part because it's under 21, okay? Because we need 21 or more than 21. And as you see here, 21 or more than 21. So when you calculate the percentage, as you can see, you can find 88, okay? The percentage is 88% ages are more than 21. And second question of B, 55 or less than 55. And or 55 was 14% and 100, I'm writing here, sorry. Okay, so 100% negative minus 14% is equal to 86%. Okay, or if you want in decimal form, 1 minus 0.14 is equal to 0.86. And the last question of C, what is the probability that the person is not in the 21 to 35 age group? So that's why we need only without these box, other 3 boxes. What is the percentage of 3 boxes? And the percentage of 21 to 35 is 42. So that's why 100 minus 42 is equal to 58. I mean, it's correctly, am I right? 19, okay, 100. So, chapter number 15.2, equally likely outcomes. What does it mean, equally likely outcomes? Check your dictionaries if you don't know these terms, words, okay? When you throw a dice, what was the dice? I want to show the types of dice. As you see here, 2 types of dice. And here also third types of dice. And when you throw a dice, there are 6 possible outcomes. The numbers 1 to till 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, because it has got 6 different sides. If the dice is fair and is thrown fairly, all the numbers are equally likely. For example, when you throw the dice, maybe you'll take the probability of dice when you throw it 1 over 6, or in percentage form, how many percent? You can calculate with your sorry, not dictionaries, calculators. Okay, I mean it's 18%, nearest to 18%. So 4, 3, 2, 1, 5, 6, each. How can I say? Numbers maybe 18%, okay, nearest to 18%. So it's equally likely outcomes. And okay, each number has a probability of 1 over 6 because it has got 6 sides of dice. And what is the probability that the number is less than 5? Less than 5. It means 4 numbers less than 5. From 1 to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we have 4 terms. That's why the probability of this is 4 or 6. Or you can simplify that by 2 or 3. Okay, at the same time, you'll get 2 or 3 because the number is less than 5 is 4 or 6. It means that 2 or 3. And this is equivalent to 2 over 3. When you simplify that 4 and 6, you will get 2 over 3. For these methods to work, all the outcomes must be equally likely. Okay, don't forget also, suppose someone chosen as a month of the year what is the probability that they choose July? And for example, there are 12 possible months. So the probability is correct if every month is equally likely to be chosen. So there we have how many months we have in a year? Exactly 12 months. Okay. And someone choose a month of the year. What is the probability that July? Exactly 1 over 12. Because in a year we have 12 months and we need only one of them, July. Okay. So in the question, if they'll ask us, what is the June and July? It was 2 over 12 and simplifying 1 over 6. But in the question, only 1 month. Okay, so that's why there are 12 possible months. So the probability is correct if every month is equally likely to be chosen at random, means that all months have an equal possibility of being chosen. If the month is chosen at random, the probability that is July is 1 over 12. In percentage form, how many percent? When you divide by 1 over 12, you'll get exactly, just a moment, we have calculator, 1 over 12 is 0.83. Okay, 0.8383. So one way to choose the month at random is to write the name of each month of a different piece of paper and then pick one without looking. Okay, so separate the 12 piece of paper. You will write the names of months. Okay, and you'll pick one without looking, and probability is 1 over 12 because there we have 12 months. Okay, let's choose some examples. All of the letters of the word probably are written on separate cards. So how many letters there we have? 3, 6, and 8. There we have 8 cards, separate cards. Okay, 3, 3, and 2. One card is chosen at random. What is the probability that it's not a B? So there we have how many B? 2B. That's why the probability of B is 2 over 8 because the total number of letter is 8. And simplified, that 2 and 8 is 1 over 4. So what was the whole probability of the random? It was, 1. If you remember, in formula we have 1 minus 1 over 4. Okay, because in the question, what is the probability that is not a B? Not a B is 1 over 4 because the letter of B is in probably there we have 2 B's. That's why 1 minus 1 over 4, open the uh, brackets, and 4 times 1 is 4 minus 1 is 3 over 4 and 0.75, or in percentage form 75%. It's not doesn't matter, just we need in fraction form. Let's check explanation. 2 cards out of 8 have a B. Okay, the probability of B is 2 over 8 or 1 over 4. And simplifying, 2 over 8 is 1 over 4. At random means all cards are equally likely to be chosen. The probability it's not B is 3 over 4 because 1 minus 1 over 4 is 3 over 4. And exercise 15.2, and Ahmad throws a dice. Find the probability that is A2. In dice, how many sides? How many different sides? 6. So the probability of 2 is 1 over 6. In dice only we have 1, 2. Okay, and also not a 2, 1 over 6. So what was the question? What What is the final probability that is A2? 1 minus the probability of 2 is 1 over 6 is equal to 6 times 1 is 6, 6 minus 1 is 5 over 6. So the probability of A is 5 over 6. In percentage form, you can find it. Okay, so not A2, not A2. Uh, how many nots A we have? 5 over 6. 5 over 6. Okay, because 1, 2 is 2. Not you cannot write it. 3, 4, 5, and 6. And there we have 5 terms are different of 2. That's why we'll write 5 over 6. And 1 minus 5 over 6 is 6 minus 5 is 1 over 6. The probability of another 2 is 1 over 6. Another 5, also the same way you can follow it. 5 over 6 is equal to 1 over 5 over 6 is equal to 5 minus 6 minus 5 is 1 over 6. And not a multiple of 3. Multiple of 3 in dice we have 3 and 6. And that's why the others we have 4 terms. That's why 4 over 6 is equal to 2 over 3, and 1 minus 2 over 3 is equal to 3 times 1 is 3, 3 minus 2 is 1 over 3. Okay. And the second question, it will be easiest to write probabilities as fraction in this exercise. We have already written in fractional form. Maha writes the letters of word mathematics on separate cards. In the word of mathematics, how many letters we have? 11. I mean, it's 11 letters. And letter of M, there we have twice or 2 times written. And A also 2 times. T also, and blah, and the others are only 1 time. So she takes 1 card at random. Find the probability that the letter on the card is an M. So how many M? There we have 2 M's. Okay, and what is the probability of M? 2 over the total number of letters, 2 over 11. And what was the rule, our formula? 2 over 11 is equal to 11 times 1 is 11. 11 minus 2 over 11 is equal to 9 over 11. So the probability of the cards in M is 2 over 11. Or in percentage form, I mean it's 81. And not NM, not NM, it means the opposite of this solution. How can I say? Without the M, how many letters we have? 9 or 11 is equal to 1 minus 9 over 11 is equal to 11 minus 9 is 2 over 11. S or T, how many S, how many T we have? 1, 2, 3. That's why 3 over 11. Okay. And in formula, we have 1. 11 times 1 is 11, minus 3 is 8 over 11. The probability of S or T is 8 over 11. And B also, how many B's? There we have no B. There is no B, that's why 0 over 11 is 0%. So 0 over any number, any one, any value without also, of course, 0 is 0. And before J in the alphabetical, what is the alphabetical of before J in the alphabet? There I have written already 2 A's, okay? Because in the word of mathematics, there we have 2 A's, twice A, and C, there we have only 1 C. So 2, I want to write here 2A and 1 C and 1 E, 1 H, and 1 I. Okay, so there we have how many letters? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6. 6 or 11. And 1 minus 6 or 11 is 11 times 1 is 11. 11 minus 6 is 5 or 11. The probability of before J in the alphabetical is 5 or 11. Okay, for today it's enough. Thank you for your attention. See you the next lessons. Bye.